heart of a lush African village nestled between rolling hills and winding rivers, there lived a girl named NNEKA. NNEKA was known far and wide for her extraordinary trait. Her sweat was fragrant, carrying with it the aroma of the sweetest flowers and herbs that grew in the surrounding countryside. This unusual quality earned her the nickname NNEKA, the fleshy girl with the fragrant scent. From a young age, NNEKA's parents, Bele and Okeke, recognized her unique gift. They wondered at how her sweat filled the air with a delightful scent. NNEKA had learned to cherish her sweat, believing it to be a blessing from the spirits of the land. As she grew older, she found joy in helping her neighbors with their chores, knowing that her labor would yield not only practical assistance but also a sweet scent that brought comfort and joy to those around her. NNEKA's love for helping with chores knew no bounds. She eagerly assisted her mother in the kitchen, chopping vegetables, stirring pots of spicy stews, and baking bread in the clay oven. The aroma of her sweat infused the dishes, enhancing their flavors and making every meal a cooking delight for the villagers. In addition to cooking, NNEKA took on the responsibility of fetching water from the nearby stream and firewood from the forest. With a large clay pot balanced on her neck, she trekked through the lush forest, her fragrant sweat mingling with the earthy scent of the woods. Villagers would eagerly await her return, not just for the water she brought, but also for the refreshing fragrance that accompanied it. But perhaps NNEKA's favorite task was tilling the land. She rejoiced in feeling of the rich soil beneath her feet and the warmth of the sun on her skin. As she worked the land alongside her father, her sweat filled the earth, enriching it with its sweet scent and ensuring bountiful harvest for the village. Despite her remarkable gift, NNEKA remained humble and kind-hearted. She never sought recognition or praise for her abilities, finding fulfillment in the simple act of helping others. The villagers wondered at NNEKA's gift, and soon they began to seek her out for her fragrant sweat. They believed it possessed mystical properties capable of warding off illness and bringing good fortune. So, when there was a sickness in the village or a special ceremony to be held, they would turn to NNEKA, asking her to lend them a bit of her precious sweat. NNEKA was more than willing to help her fellow villagers. She took pride in her ability to make a difference in their lives, no matter how small. And so, she continued to toil under the scorching sun, her skin shining with sweat, as she worked tirelessly for the good of the community. It was during one of these evenings, as NNEKA worked the soil with her bare hands, that the village chief first laid eyes on her. He had come to inspect the progress of the crops, accompanied by his advisors and guards. As he watched NNEKA move with grace and determination, a spark of admiration ignited within him. "Who is this girl?" the chief asked one of his advisors, his gaze not leaving NNEKA's form. "That is NNEKA, daughter of Okeke the farmer," the advisor replied. "She is known for her beauty and her fragrant sweat, which she willingly shares with the village." The chief nodded thoughtfully. He observed NNEKA's every movement, noting the way her laughter rang out like music on the breeze. And as the evening wore on, he found himself drawn to her, captivated by her spirit and her strength. One day, he summoned NNEKA to his palace, requesting her presence at a feast he was hosting for the neighboring chiefs. NNEKA was honored by the chief's invitation, and she arrived at the palace dressed in her finest clothes, her skin glowing with her fragrant sweat. As she mingled with the other guests, she caught the eyes of the chief, and he was immediately taken with her beauty and grace. Throughout the evening, the chief poured NNEKA with attention, praising her generosity and admiring the sweet scent that surrounded her. As night fell and the feast reached its climax, the chief approached NNEKA with a proposition that sent a chill down her spine. He expressed his admiration for her beauty and her unique sweat, offering her a place by his side as his bride. In return, he promised her wealth, status, and everything her heart desired. NNEKA's heart sank as she realized the true intentions behind the chief's generosity. Though flattered by this offer, she knew that her affections lay elsewhere. With a heavy heart, she politely declined the chief's proposal. Unbeknown to the chief, NNEKA had long harbored feelings for the son of the village blacksmith, a young man named Bali. They had grown up together, their bond forged through years of friendship and shared experiences. And though Bali was not of noble birth like the chief's son, NNEKA loved him with all her heart. As the feast drew to a close, the chief approached NNEKA once again, his eyes alight with admiration. "My dear NNEKA," he said, "I cannot help but be captivated by your beauty and your remarkable gift. Will you do me the honor of becoming my wife?" NNEKA's heart sank once more at the chief's words. She knew she could not accept his proposal, for her heart belonged to another. With a heavy heart, she gently declined, explaining that her affections lay elsewhere. Chief's disappointment was deep as he struggled to mask his wounded pride. He had never been refused anything in his life, let alone by a mere village girl. Anger flickered in his eyes as he stared at NNEKA, his desire turning to bitterness at her rejection. But he was not one to give up easily. Determined to win her over, he continued to court her, showering her with gifts and praise in the hopes of changing her mind. Meanwhile, NNEKA remained steadfast in her love for Bali. She knew that their union would not be easy, but they came from different worlds, but she was willing to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that their love would see them through. One day, as NNEKA was returning from the stream with her buckets full of water, she encountered Bali waiting for her by the path. His eyes lit up at the sight of her, and he hurried forward to greet her with a warm embrace. "NNEKA," he said, his voice filled with longing, "I cannot bear to be apart from you any longer. Will you do me the honor of becoming my wife?" Tears welled up in NNEKA's eyes as she nodded her head, her heart overflowing with joy. She had waited for this moment for so long, and now that it was finally here, she could hardly believe it. With the Bali by her side, NNEKA felt as though she could conquer the world. Together, they faced the challenges that lay ahead, building a life filled with love, laughter, and happiness. As for the village chief, he eventually came to accept NNEKA's decision, realized that true love could not be forced or bought, and though he never forgot the fleshy girl with the fragrant sweat, he took solace in the knowledge that she had found happiness with another. And so, the tale of NNEKA and Bali became a legend in the village, a testament to the power of love to overcome any obstacle. And though they faced many trials and tribulations along the way, their love endured strong and unwavering, like the sweet scent that lingered in the air long after they were gone. And that is the end of my story today. Kindly leave a comment of where you are watching from and what you have learned from the story. Thank you for watching and see you on my next one. Bye.